We're not related, which makes you a stranger. Now, would you please get out of my house? Do you know how embarrassing it was for me to have to call you my brother all this time? Stay out of my life.
Hold on a second. This is my house too. Why do I have to be the one to move out?
You're not family, which means you don't belong here. Don't you know that you two are the ones who should be moving out? But why?
Explain it to us!
Trouble Busters!
How long do you plan on living with Mom and Dad? Shouldn't you have your own place by now?
I'm not married and it doesn't make economical sense for me to get my own place.
I don't want to live under the same roof as you. You're very irritating.
But you don't live here.
Actually, my husband and I decided to move here, so there's no room for you anymore. You need to move out.
That's not fair. I've been living here for a long time now.
We're not related, which makes you a stranger. Now, would you please get out of my house? Don't you know how embarrassing it was for me to have to call you my brother all this time? Stay out of my life.
Hold on a second. This is my house too. Why do I have to be the one to move out?
You're not family, which means you don't belong here.
My name is Alan, and this is my sister Ariel. She's 2 years older than me. We're not related though because we became siblings after my mother remarried her father. Ariel and I don't get along, and I think it's mainly because she's a bad person.
Alan, I saw you speaking to one of my friends. Why would you embarrass me like that?
It was just a friendly conversation. What's wrong with that? She's really pretty.
What are you talking about? She's not pretty at all. You have such bad taste. I'm the type of girl that men find attractive.
Ariel was a narcissist who had a high opinion of herself.
Don't go talking to any of my friends, okay? I don't want them to know that I have a stupid brother like you.
But I am your brother. I'm not gonna lie to people about who I am.
Shut up, Alan. Just do as I say, okay?
Okay, fine.
I'm your older sister, and I make the rules.
Yes, if you say so.
It makes sense that we're not related. We have nothing in common.
No, we don't.
Now pack up your stuff and get ready to move out. I don't want to bother my husband with your presence.
Oh, hey, Ellen. You're so lucky you have nothing to do all day. I'm so busy with work.
I do work. How do you both think that I'm unemployed?
Ariel and I work in healthcare. We do great work by saving lives every day. What do you do that anyone is grateful for?
That's right. You don't belong here with us.
Why do I have to move out? Besides, this house belongs to her grandmother.
I don't want to have to see your stupid face every day. It brings me down.
Well, let Grandma decide whether she wants me to move out or not.
Well, our father is the one that pays for everything, so he has a say in this.
Do you realize how selfish you're being right now?
Not as selfish as you are. I'm the one with the successful career. If anyone should be allowed to live here, it should be me.
If you want to say in this, you should become a doctor like us.
That makes no sense. What does my profession have to do with anything? I'm not smart enough to become a doctor.
I know what you're trying to do here, Alan. You can't stop us from moving in, though.
Why not? You don't want to live with me, and neither do I.
Well, you're the one that needs to go.
You're not related to me, and I don't want to live in the same house as you.
My mother lives here, and as her son, there's no problem in me being here.
Now that my husband and I are moving in, you can't stay here anymore. Don't you get that?
We plan on having children soon. We wouldn't want you to be around when that happens.
This conversation is going nowhere. The only thing they were saying was that I was a stranger and that I needed to move out. They weren't being logical. I decided to lock myself up in my room so that Ariel and her husband couldn't bother anymore.
Yo, stranger! Don't think that you can hide out in your room all day. We still require you to move out.
Don't come into my room! You're not welcome here!
Shut up, Alan! Ariel, let's do this. Turn out the lights. Get going.
Hey, what did you just do? I had some unfinished work on my computer!
That's a lie. You don't have a job.
Don't you now see that if you continue to live here, we'll make it a nightmare for you?
Good job, Ariel.
I'm not going down without a fight!
It's hilarious when you're angry, Alan. You're such a loser.
I had a good reason for not wanting to move out. A few days later, I was getting ready for a date with my girlfriend Melanie.
Alan, sorry to keep you waiting.
Hey, nice to see your face, Melanie.
Are you sure? Because you don't look it.
Is it that obvious? I can't hide anything from you, huh?
Tell me what's on your mind.
So I told Melanie about everything that was happening at home with my sister Ariel.
Why are they being so horrible to you? What do they have against you? It's unforgivable. Let me help you out. You can rely on me, Alan.
Thanks so much, Melanie. That means a lot.
Your sister and her husband need to be taught a lesson. I'm going to troublebuster them. Alan, what's the racket in here? You're giving me a headache.
It's already noon, sis. I'm allowed to make some noise.
No, you're not. Thinking about the other people living in this house.
Stop being so selfish, Alan.
What was wrong with them? Why are they being so self-righteous?
We're fed up with your stupidity.
I'm so glad that you and Ariel are related.
Me too. I couldn't be more different from Alan. I'm so much better than him. I'm starting to get hungry. Alan, can you make us something to eat? Make yourself useful for once.
No can do. Someone's coming over to see me now.
This is my house, and as long as you live here, you'll obey my rules. I never gave you permission to invite someone over. They're not welcome here.
Oh, my visitor has arrived.
Hello, everyone. Melanie, what are you doing here? Hi, Ariel and Mark.
What brings you to our home?
Mark, weren't you supposed to come to the hospital and work today? Doesn't look good to miss so many days of work.
Hey, no need to talk about work right now. You're only a nurse. You should be talking to me in that tone.
How rude of you to say that to me. I'm a proud nurse.
Melanie, how do you know my sister and her husband?
We work at the same hospital. Sucks for us. And why are you dating my stupid brother? Alan proposed to me and we're officially getting married. But why? Don't you know that Alan is unemployed and you're going to be having to support him financially? Alan isn't unemployed.
Alan can't make you happy. You're making a big mistake. Spends his days watching YouTube videos in his room.
What is Mark talking about? He's not making any sense.
That's right. If I were you, I'd call off your engagement before it's too late.
You can still get out of this.
Don't you two know that Alan has a fabulous career as an architect? He makes a lot more money than the two of you combined.
Architect?
Take a look at this magazine article featuring Alan. He goes by the name Nate for work.
Whoa, I don't believe it.
Why didn't you say anything about this?
Because I didn't want you two to come after my money.
I had no idea your brother was such a big shot, Ariel. He's actually not a loser like we thought.
Now that I know this about him, I don't really mind him living with us after all.
You could have just been honest with us about what you do for a living.
Why would I want to tell you two, though? You told me that I was a stranger, that you wanted me to stay out of your lives.
You may have been featured in a magazine once, but that doesn't mean you're successful.
Now that you're engaged to Melanie, this is the perfect time for you to move out of this house and leave us alone. Don't you know anything about your brother, Ariel? You two are the ones who should be moving out, not Alan. Why?
What's going on here?
Why are we the ones that need to move out? It doesn't make any sense.
We're more qualified than Alan, and we deserve to live here.
Besides, Dad's the one that pays for everything. He should get the final say. Don't you know that I'm the head director of the hospital where you two work? Really? I had no idea, Grandma. Your grandmother is aware of your bad behavior, both at home and at the hospital.
What do you mean by that? What does she know about us?
Mark, we know that you had affairs with multiple patients. There were many times when we needed you to perform emergency operations, but you were unavailable because you were having a nice time with one of your lovers. Hold on a second. This can't be true, can it? Mark, explain to me.
None of this is true, Ariel. You have to believe me.
Ariel, you can't complain because you've been doing the exact same thing with the doctors working at the hospital. Also, whenever a new nurse starts working in the hospital, you bully them and force them to quit if you don't like them. Also, you don't do your job at all. You force the other nurses to do all the tasks that you find undesirable.
I can't believe this is happening. Which doctors did you cheat on me with?
Nellie's making this all up. I would never cheat on you. And why would I do such a thing in my workplace? You two were supposed to be at work today. Why aren't you at the hospital?
What are you talking about? Do you realize what a mess you created?
I merely told the truth, Mark. Besides, everyone at the hospital knows about your affairs.
How is that possible? I was very discreet.
Melanie, you don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you and Mark were honorable people. I guess it was all an act.
Shut up, Alan. I didn't do any of the things that Melanie accused me of.
You haven't changed at all. You dress well and appear to be nice, but on the inside, you're a monster.
Alan, shut your mouth.
I'm sure that some men are fooled by your act, but when they catch on, you move on to your next victim.
I married Ariel because I thought she was pure and kind.
Actually, she's quite the opposite when you get to know her. My sister is famous for deceiving men and taking money from them. If you speak to her classmates from high school, they'll tell you all kinds of juicy stories about Ariel.
Alan, why are you doing this to me?
You know that I'm telling the truth and you can't hide from it. Who would have thought your stupid brother would be the one to expose you?
Ariel, how could you do this to me?
Mark, I don't think you're in a position to criticize Ariel.
Stay out of this, Melanie. This is between me and Ariel.
I know many women that you've wronged and they all despise you. You lured them by saying that you were going to become a hotshot doctor. Mark, I married you because I thought you were decent. You deceived me. You told me that you only dated one other woman seriously besides me, liar. Or like a group of women. There are lots of women out there that would like to get revenge on Mark. I don't need to put up with this crap, Mark. I'm leaving you. I want a divorce.
Fine by me. I don't want to spend another minute being married to a tramp like you.
What did you just call me?
I should have married someone with finesse. Someone from a better family. What was I thinking, wasting my time on a woman like you?
You're a real asshole, you know that? Now get out of my house.
Are you sure the divorce is the best way forward? Will you have a place to live after you move out?
What are you talking about?
Do you realize how much debt you two will have after getting divorced?
How do you know that we're in debt?
I picked up some of your calls from loan sharks, that's why.
Why didn't you say something about it before?
I didn't think there was any point in saying anything to you. You don't take me seriously anyway. I know that you spent tons of money on your conquest. You bought your lovers designer handbags and paid for nights in luxury hotels. I overheard you say you had a credit card debt of $60,000.
Oh, you let the cat out of the bag.
All you care about is status and luxury, but what does all that really mean anyway? Why ruin your life by spending more than you have on multiple lovers?
You asshole, you never buy me anything nice.
You're one to talk. I know that you've been borrowing money from your friends. You both have good jobs. How is it possible you can't afford to pay your credit card bills?
Well,
To be honest, I hate you both. I've been waiting for the right moment to move out, but there's a good reason why I couldn't.
Alan, I need to ask you for a favor. After I'm gone,
I don't want to think about that. It makes me sad.
promise me that you'll take good care of your grandmother.
Grandma,
Grandma hasn't had an easy life. After we got married, we had a boy, but then our child died at the age of 2. He was run over by a truck in front of her eyes.
I had no idea.
Your grandmother blamed herself about the accident and about not being able to save our son. She became depressed because of this. Whenever she sees a truck driving by, she has a panic attack. I need you to take care to the hospital if she has a panic attack in the future.
Sure, I'm happy to help.
I'm relieved to hear you say that. Thank you, Alan.
Of course. That's what family's for, right? Must be so hard to have to deal with something that you can't ever get over.
Yes, so it'd mean the world to me if I knew that you were looking after her.
Alan, I had no idea that you had made a promise like that with Grandpa.
Yes, I promised to take good care of you after he was gone. And I'm going to keep my word, so you have nothing to worry about.
Hold on a second. What's going to happen to me?
That's not my problem. Figure it out on your own.
I'm your sister. Shouldn't you prioritize me over Grandma?
You said that we're strangers. I have no obligation to help out a stranger.
I was only teasing you. Don't take it so seriously.
Alan, will you help me out with my debts, please?
Didn't you just say you're getting divorced from Ariel and marrying a rich woman to live a better house than this one?
I didn't mean to say that. I was angry and it was in the spur of the moment. I couldn't go into work today because the loan sharks were coming after me there.
Same here. That's why I didn't go into work either. Ellen, please help me out.
You're a successful architect, right? Surely you can afford to help us out. Alan, we're counting on you, man.
No way in hell! Not of the way you treated me.
I don't want to have to quit my job at the hospital because of this. I love working as a doctor.
We can't have people like you working at our hospital. Think about our poor patients. You shouldn't be asking for Alan's help with your problems. If you're so great like you say you are, you should be able to resolve this on your own. I'm going to have to ask you two to move out of this house.
I was so proud of my grandmother for speaking her mind.
Grandma, please don't say that. I really need your help with this. I'll divorce Mark and ask him to move out, so please let me live here with you. This is my house, and you're not welcome to live here. I know how mean you were to Alan, and I'm not going to forgive you for it. You have no right to ask for our help. It's too late for apologies, and don't expect to be forgiven either. You should lose everything in order to understand how good you had it.
Please help us, I beg you.
I'll change and make it up to you, I promise. Mom, you'll help me, right? Don't think that either of you can keep your jobs at the hospital. I'm holding an emergency meeting on Monday regarding your resignations. If I were you, I'd use the time off of work to look for a new place to live. Grandma, please don't do this to me. I'm sorry, really. Please forgive me.
My grandmother didn't give in. Ariel and Mark were forced to move out of the house.
Melanie, thank you for your help in this matter. I couldn't have done it without you. I'm just glad I could be of help. I didn't want to see Alan being abused by Ariel and Mark any longer. We should set up a time to celebrate your engagement. I'm so happy for the both of you.
You know what? Melly and I are gonna live here with you.
Great idea, Alan. Are you sure? That would make me so happy.
I promised Grandpa that I would take good care of you. I'm gonna rebuild this house too.
Alan, thank you so much.
It's important for family to stick together. Besides, I love this neighborhood. The only thing that needs updating is this old house, and I can take care of that. After the weekend, it was announced at the hospital that Ariel and Mark would be leaving their posts. They were assigned to work at a clinic in the mountains. It wasn't easy living in the countryside, and both Ariel and Mark had a hard time adjusting.
I'm so bored. We don't even have internet access here. I want to watch my YouTube videos.
I miss being hit on by young and successful doctors. Why did I marry a loser like you?
Ariel and Mark didn't seem to understand it was their selfishness that led them there. They continued to blame society for their unhappiness. They didn't have much money to spend because they were both deep in debt.
Alan, Melanie, that was a beautiful wedding.
Yes, it was, and I'm so happy that you could be a part of it.
It's my first time being overseas and I'm enjoying it so much.
Melanie and I got married at a stunning beach resort. I was so excited to start a new family with her. I didn't have much luck with my sister, but I was confident that Melanie and I could create the type of family that I had always dreamed of. Trouble Busters!